You join us in Imola as we prepare for what will undoubtedly be a magnificent day of racing. It's time, of course, for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. .1 miles of track here at Imola, featuring 19 turns, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. Remember that Imola differs from most other Formula One circuits as it's driven anti-clockwise. Let's hope no one forgets that today. The exit from turn 18 will probably be the setup for many of today's overtakes, leading as it does into the longest straight of the circuit and its only DRS zone.
Well, good evening, race fans, and welcome back to Invictus Racing League's F2 division. It's time for round 11 of the season, and we are heading to Imola for this fantastic circuit. And my name is Webbo, here as usual to take you through the race, but I'm not joined tonight by Lightning, who has somewhere else to be. But tonight we do welcome a special guest co-commentator for his first time in the booth. But he's the Invictus Racing League F1 driver legend. It's Burmeister.
Well, thank you, mate. Thank you for this introduction. I'm looking forward to my first one.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to hearing how you view the F2 division and everything that's going on. 11 drivers completed qualifying, and Ben Roberts was king of Imola in the wet quali session at 1:22.615 is the time. Ivan Beloff was the only guy anywhere near 1/4 of a second back in second place. Then Ginger Tiger nearly a second behind in third, and Keza in fourth place. Very, very tight between Keza and Ginger Tiger. Simon Palmer in the Mercedes P5, then Rosman, Joe Hamster, Nitrogash, Office Red, Smoke and Cool 132. Our leading constructors start 9th and 11th, but it wouldn't be unusual to see them bring themselves forward through the race. Look for Simon Parvin's special strategy, which is supposed to take him forward in the race and be slower during qualifying. Ben says he's got a dry setup on. I'm pretty sure, but that with a dry race forecast, everyone will go for a dry setup and just struggle in quali, right?
I think they will do, yeah, mate.
Well, we will have our customary little break here just to make sure the drivers are comfortable, and they will go and get a drink, stretch their legs. Although I don't know there's much chance, you don't get much chance unless there's a safety car to take a drink during the Imola race. The straights aren't very long, are they?
It's drinking before, mate.
But not too much.
No,
you don't want that problem, but but yes, so this is round 11 of the season. We've just had F1 last night, featuring Burmeister himself, and we've got 4 more races, or is it 5 more races to go in the season, with F3 tomorrow, PC1, and then on Thursday, Realistic Performance, where you'll see a lot of the F2 drivers and the F1 drivers paired together in performance attributed cars. So you can tune on to that on Thursday night. But of course, if you've subscribed to the channel and set your notifications, you won't miss it. Just enough time though to share the race on socials if you want to get your mates involved and build up the banter as usual. But it's good time now as any to drop your podium predictions in the live chat. Remember, just choose 3 drivers for your podium predictions, please. I'm not quite sure what Rents is talking about tonight. There's a king to witness the race. What's he talking about?
I think Kuipers will be P1 tonight.
Do you?
Yeah, I think so, mate.
On vacation. Kuipers on vacation. Yeah.
I asked for his credentials, mate, but he wouldn't give them.
Yeah, best not to talk about that. Otherwise, you'll get yourself banned. Doing a Daniel Abt there in the getting another driver to drive for you. But how do you fancy your chances though against the F2 crowd?
What do you mean by that?
Do you think you'd blast them away, or do you think they'd still be competitive?
Well, mate, let me tell you this. If the assist won't be released next year in F1, I want to be in F2. So
okay.
Let's see then.
Okay, so the lights go out for the start of the formation lap. The Amazon pit stop strategy is pretty much garbage. They're saying medium to hard or soft to hard, but we will almost certainly see a one stop. As long as there's no pit stops early on, it's unusual to see the hard tyres around here, but
never hard tyres. I think yesterday, Reshka got hard, but I think it was a mistake from the game, or he didn't put his tyres right in the menu.
Yeah.
But normally you wouldn't use them because it's easy, soft, medium.
Well, we've got Joe Hamster going for the opposite strategy, which could work depending on a late safety car, for instance. He will be quick at the end of the race, but he'll take the pain and he'll have 4 cars behind him. But what sort of difference does it make to your strategy, Bert, if there are only 11 drivers? Is the strategy more open, or do you have to just be very much plan A?
Yeah, I don't think really in F2 there is a plan A, because you always have to watch what happens in the first laps, and then you can really make your strategy. I think in F2 as well, because there are a lot of safety cars in here, so it's always difficult to make up a strategy for that.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very narrow old school circuit.
In the first lap and can hang on to someone DRS, then it's good to keep going long and save some ERS or something.
Yeah. What we'll ask you to do, Bert, for the start is to probably join one of the rearmost drivers on board, and you can get an idea of anything that happens towards the middle or back of the grid. I'll stick with the front for the broadcast, but it's after the initial half a lap, we'll come and find out what's been going on from the back. It's always good to have 2 pairs of eyes, and as well, if you spot anything on stream, do shout out and point it out to us. A little reminder as the drivers approach their grid slots, which apparently you'll be doing manually in the next iteration of the game, is to thank the sponsors, gridrival.com, and our partners, Grid Finder and Driver 61. 11 cars will take 32 laps around Imola for round 11 of the F2 Championship. Forgive me while I try and find a good camera angle. The game is a little bit difficult to help me on that one. And here we go then. The lights are on. And it's lights out and go, go, go in Imola. The Aston Martin's moving away in formation pretty well. Ivan Beloff right at the inside. And we've got one of the Alfa Romeos on the grass, just as happened to Max and Krieg last night, but with far gentler results. The McLaren side by side temporarily, but it looks like formation flying at the front. What did you see towards the back? As I think smoke might be moving up on Joe Hamster in the medium tyres. Joe with a little bit of contact on the inside left front, but holding on.
Office Red got pushed off at the start on the straight. They were trying to defend. I think Nitro Dash was moving from the right to the left. Put 3 wide, and they pushed Office Red in the wall there, I think.
Yeah.
I think he has a broken wing.
Oh, did we see an issue? Yeah, with definitely a slow McLaren coming out of the Piratella corner. Sorry, the Acqua Minerale. He looked quite slow, and actually now Joe is on the back of smoke on the way down to Ravazza, and it looks like Ivan Beloff for the lead, side by side with Ben Roberts. Ivan Beloff getting past. So before the end of lap 1, the championship leader takes the lead once again. Ben Roberts right on the tail of the Alpha Tauri driver, and has got the inside line as they head down past the pit lane exit. Ben Roberts already passed. I'm assuming he spent quite a lot of ERS making that move so easily.
He did.
Wow.
He did. I think Ivan is not worried about being P1 in the beginning of this stage. He's just saving his ERS, let someone else drive in front, and when his moment comes, he will take it and disappear, I think.
Bit like a cycling peloton lead rider, as it's
getting attacked now by Keza. He's looking.
Yeah, here comes Keza now over the crest on the way into Piratella, but Keza getting loose through the corner thanks to the loss of aero through there.
I think this is you saw yesterday, but this is a great chance for an overtake to get the Acqua Minerale right and then a good exit and place it on the inside.
Yeah, we did see several moves into there, which was slightly surprising, but you make a very good point that it's all about your trip through Acqua Minerale 2 corners prior. Keza now a quarter of a second behind Ivan Beloff, and while I'm sure he's not too worried about leading the race, I don't think he wants to get stuck in the midfield, so I'm sure he'll be wanting to try and hold on to that second place. The Mercedes of Keza trying to do what Ben Roberts did, but without deploying all of his battery, and that's certainly no way to get past Ivan Beloff. The straight is just not long enough to do it on slipstream alone.
I think Ivan spent quite a lot of the ERS right now just to keep clear of Keza, because he doesn't want to lose second place, I think. But Keza is looking from left to the right.
Yeah, he is moving around in the mirrors, and I'm sure Ivan Beloff will just focus on the defence when it gets to two triangles. Oh, there we go then, up the inside, almost four wheels on the grass goes
why doesn't
Keza.
he go for it, mate?
That was super close. That was very brave right up until they hit the brakes, and then it was a little bit tame.
I think he braked a little bit too early, mate. He had the inside there. He could easily make, not easily, but he should have done more, I think, there, Keza.
Yeah. Rent's saying that a few odd lines from the Aston Martin driver, Ben, I think he's talking about. And Ben has got a penalty already as well. And it definitely helps if you don't get the penalties. Here comes Ivan Beloff with the DRS. First opportunity and blast straight past Ben Roberts with that penalty as well. Smoke has made 3 places up. Everybody else just about where they started, as Ben Roberts tries to go around the outside on the way into Villeneuve, and that's just going to cost him into Toza. Keza drawing very close indeed. And as I say, Ben Roberts, the only driver so far with a 3-second time penalty. But Joe Hamster holding on.
I think we have to watch out for Jinder Tiger right now. He's just staying in DRS. He has 80%, 76% of ERS right now, and the front 3, they're below 50 already.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, here comes Ben. Again, that gap between Acqua Minerale and and he's Leclerc'd it. Ben Roberts Leclerc's it over the Variante Alta. Waits for an opportune moment to rejoin the track safely, and that's one way of throwing away a potential podium.
It is, mate, but it's still early in the race, and a lot of things can happen.
Well, heartbreak for Ben.
He's still fighting it in the back.
I'm sure those tyres will be cooked to start with. A massive twitch on the way out of Ravazza, but that was a very, very good hold.
I think the rejoin was quite nice as well, mate.
Yeah. It was safe, it was sporting, and he should be able to get those tyres cool enough now by the time he brakes for Triguardo turns 2 and 3, because that long straight really helps cool those tyres back down to racing temperature. Smoke's doing well up into P6 from near the back of the grid, and he's ahead of Joe Hamster, just behind Nitrogash, but Ivan Beloff leads on lap 5 by half a second from Keza, Ginger Tiger, Simon Palmer.
Ben Roberts is head down right now. I think he wants to get connection as soon as possible again.
Yeah, we saw drivers get up to lap 11, 12, 13 yesterday on the soft tyres. How close were they to the edge?
To go to 11 or 12.
Yeah. It did look like 11 was about the right time. Beyond that, and the tyres really started to cause problems for the drivers. Joe Hamster is struggling massively at the moment for pace.
But otherwise, you can have the problems in the end of your medium stint if you go too early.
Yeah, exactly. Keza, look at the overspeed for Keza. Has to go around the outside, almost runs into the back, and takes the lead on lap 6 from Ivan Beloff. Keza with some great pace on the DRS there. He just needs to consolidate that now and keep building. As we've got Smoke past Nitrogash, have we? Oh, they're side by side on the way out of Villeneuve. On the way out of Tamburello. Smoke is right there.
We need to watch Simon this lap. If he can keep up with the front group, then he can stay with him. And if he cannot go into DRS
Yeah.
now. I think it's over right now for him. He's very low on ERS already.
Okay,
This
so
is do or die for Simon right now.
we know he's been planning his strategy well, and maybe he's been protecting those softs a little bit too much. We'll see what he decides to do here. Does he pick up the pace to try and get within that DRS? He seems to be dropping back though, tenth of a second every few seconds.
I don't think he can come back now, because you have to go like 6 laps more, and you don't have DRS, and the front 3 have DRS.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's possible. Maybe with a big undercut, but quite difficult right now.
It is, and the race is very much split into 3 groups. You've got Simon Palmer just hanging on to the back as now Ivan Beloff down the inside into Traguardo, and next Tamburello takes the middle line and he retakes the lead. I think we've had 5 changes for the lead in 7 laps already. Tremendous stuff here from the F2 boys, and remarkably clean so far as well. I've said it now, haven't I? Simon Palmer, splitting that group now between the top 4 and then the next 4 to come. We've got slow running from Rusman and Office with issues. Rusman put hard tyres on very early, presumably pitting for a nice new front wing.
Oh, spin from Keza, mate.
It is. It is indeed. Keza Aqua Minerale was the undoing of Keza's race. Down he goes to P8, possibly P9. Joe Hamster screams on past and on the approach to Variante Alta, and unfortunately Keza out
in front. DRS is broken for the front 3, so now it's all open for everyone again. The train is gone, and now it's just pure pace.
Yeah, just head down, focus on your strategy and your tyre wear, I guess. Yeah, so the Sting has gone out of the battle for the front after 2 of the lead runners in the first 8 laps have crashed on their own, really. 1 in Aqua Minerale, 1 in Variante Alta. And it's a very, very difficult track around here.
It's a difficult track, mate. I think those 2 corners and Tosa are the most difficult corners, and especially Aqua Minerale. It's because you can lose the rear there with wrong setup, or just not the right balance, or a little bit of overheating the tires. It's gone there, so you always have to be cautious there.
Yeah. How's Joe Hamster's plan working out, do you think, at this stage? He is, 11 seconds off the lead now. He's the lead medium runner. He's on the alternate strategy. So what do you think? Yeah. Is he too far back already?
Like I told in the beginning, I think the softs will go in like 3 laps now, and they will have a big undercut. Simon is already going now, lap 9, I see. That's quite early.
That is early, yeah. Will he be able to get mediums to the end comfortably? That's the tyre he's chosen.
Not comfortably, maybe he has like 12 wings or 11. Oh, but we'll see, mate. But he will have like an undercut on Jinja and Ivan now. So if he has the right outlap and everything, then he will be in DRS again.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Ben Roberts has made it back up to 4th place already, with that pit stop from Simon Palmer and crash from Keza. So, spin from Keza, I suppose it wasn't really a crash. Ben Roberts might be bringing himself back towards contention here in the race. He didn't pit. He's still on the lead strategy. Oh, Nitrogash wears the floor on his car, using loads of the sausage curbs on the way up the hill from Aqua Minerale, and loses a lot of time to Ben Roberts in front and Core 132 behind.
I'm watching Simon's time to the leader, and it's staying the same. I think also the soft will last pretty long on this circuit, and they're quite strong.
Will the rain during qualifying affect anything? Is the game coded that way, Bert, or is it just a fresh circuit?
I don't know why that's the way. Normally softs go off quite. Yeah, when they're at 50%, they feel really bad. But I don't know. In this, I think it's because of you can keep the temperatures quite well here, because you don't have a lot of corners following each other. You always have straights in between them, so the temperatures are quite well.
It's got a good rhythm, this circuit, for that reason. I think plenty of time to adjust and mess with brake balances or check out your strategy or your time gaps. It's a nice pace. It's got a good flow to it. Ben Roberts, I think, passes Smoke there as well. So Smoke gets passed by Ben Roberts up to P3 again now. Ben Roberts, after starting on pole, and the comeback continues. Ivan Beloff is 3.9 seconds ahead of Ginger Tiger, who has 5.6 on his teammate Ben. But Ben with a penalty as well to take into account.
Well, Simon is not gaining on Ivan Beloff, but he gained like 2 seconds from Ginger Tiger already.
So Joe makes
it
past.
So I think he will come out in second.
David in the chat says Simon Palmer getting a decent undercut here. Burr's definitely watching that carefully.
After lap 28.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Medium
Palmer gets past Smoke, and I think Kez is going to get past him as well, is he? Let's have a look. Yeah, so Smoke manages to get out just ahead of Keza, but he's going to be slow for the next few corners on cold mediums. And what is it, about a lap before the mediums are properly up to temperature, Burr?
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think there are a lot of problems to get those mediums up to temperature.
Awesome.
Because they're fresh, you go in with the feeling of old softs, and then you get fresh mediums, cold. Yeah, they're cold, but they're always better than those old softs.
Absolutely. It's going the other way around, I guess. That's a big adjustment. If you go from old mediums to fresh softs that are switched on almost immediately.
But then it's like what have I been driving on always when you go medium first, and then in the last 10 rounds on low fuel soft tires, then it's just really enjoyable.
Yeah. So we're about the 1/3 distance, which is a typical time for the soft starting drivers to head into the pits. Keza has DRS. He has virtually no ERS to pass Smoke, but he doesn't need it. DRS is a little bit overpowered, frankly, on this circuit. You want it to be able to get you alongside on the brakes, not past before the braking zone, but slightly different tyre wear as well. Smoke and Keza. Keza gets past Smoke, and now we've got Cool 132, half a second behind Nitrogash for 4th.
If I were Keza, I would stay behind for a couple more laps with that level of ERS.
As long as you're not losing too much.
Drag in Smoke around, and he cannot really. He's also using ERS out of corners. I don't know why you should want to stay in front with 10% ERS.
Well, that was close. We just had Nitro and Cool pit just behind Ivan Beloff. And I think Cool almost hit Nitro, who oversped into the pits and picked up a penalty. Crazy. So, yeah, as you say, Simon Palmer could actually pass the leader here. I think he's certainly going to pass the other two guys in the pits, but Ivan Beloff on his way out of the pits already. And down into Traguardo, Tamburello. So Simon Palmer up to 5th with 2 cars still to pit, Ginger Tiger and Ben Roberts. Smoke gets Keza back again.
Ivan is just too quick here today.
Yes, it's the story of our season.
ERS. He's not using anything, he's just having fun.
I'm afraid it's the story of our season, Ivan Beloff, but hopefully he'll be eligible for F1 next season, and we'll have a slightly closer battle at the very front. But as I say many times, I didn't remain a fan of F1 through the Schumacher years. by only caring about the winner of races. It's the stories all the way through that I enjoy. Ginger Tiger does pit. Ben Roberts will stay out and retake the lead on lap 14.
Let's see what Simon can do now then to Ginger.
Yeah.
If he didn't make mistakes after his pit stop, then I think he should be easily in front.
Now, how are you going to feel, Burr, about having a different voice in your ear as a racer in the next game? Jeff is no more.
Is it?
Yeah, it's going to be Mark Priestley of McLaren, of ex-McLaren engineer, who is going to be the driver engineer. And Simon Palmer did get the undercut on Ginger Tiger.
I never listened to Jeff anyways, mate, but that sounds good that we really have a real engineer right now.
Although I have to say, they're talking up Mark Priestley's credentials, but I believe he was a mechanic, not an actual race engineer. But all the same, he was a race team, track team member, so he will know a little bit more what he's talking about.
Well, what I've seen right now from the game with the manual lineup and manual pit stops and that kind of things, I think that's quite great to have in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be cool. As long as we don't have silly mini games in the pits again, I think we'll be all right. I'm not quite sure about collecting fashionable furniture and watches, but we'll reserve judgment until we can play it actually online and see what kind of broadcast options we're going to get as well.
So I'm getting under pressure already from Ginger. I think he is going to overtake already now.
Yeah, Simon Palmer's tyres are
Still
already
quite
5
low
laps
on
in.
ERS. He should stay behind Ginger to make a chance right now.
That was a late move from a late defensive move, I think, from Simon. And luckily Ginger had chosen to go right because it would have been a big crash.
There.
Yeah. What do you think that's about? Is that just lack of rhythm, or is that the aero wake taking the wing?
That's just not staying calm, mate. He gets overtaken, he gets a little bit mad, and yeah, that's why these things happen, mate.
Gotcha. Okay. So says a man of experience. I think.
Yeah, he has no ERS. He's doing everything he can to stay inside now. If he can,
it's completely gone. Yeah, you're right.
If he needs to stay in, mate. Now he's using everything, I think, but yeah.
It's not working out
it's
quite so well.
Mate. But I think if he would have stayed calm for the last lap, he was still in there.
Yeah, and I think he would have got Ben Roberts as well, who pits now from the lead. Ben Roberts almost certainly will fall foul of his teammate, but will he get out in front of Simon Palmer, I wonder? He's gone for hard tyres on lap 16. Very unusual choice from Ben Roberts, who is then passed by Simon Palmer and I think Smoke as well on his way out of the pits. Keza gets him too, so Ben's dropping right back down again to P7 and on hard tyres.
That's race over.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what reason that would have been to put the hards on.
Yeah, you have the menus in the game, and sometimes it's auto resetting or getting a better strategy for you, but you always have to check it before you go in.
So do a whole practice race, do you think? Check the strategy?
There is a lot of content on YouTube, mate.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But if you want to be sure, like we do it, if we have time, we do it. But it's only like 20% of the races when we really like to crack. I do some laps with Kuipers and Simply 90 and maybe Simon and those guys. But not always. But if you do it, you're really well prepared. But normally, like yesterday, I did like a quarter of a race just before the race to see how many fuel it's using, how many tires, and then I just calculated on my calculator how much fuel and tires you need.
Well, Ben Roberts pits again.
If you really want to know it, you have to do a race before, yeah.
That looks like a mistake then. That looks like an accident for Ben Roberts. He put hard tyres on, he's come back in for softs the next lap, and he's put softs on for the end of the race. So
But you're not gonna make it on the softs as well, mate, for
Oh dear.
15 laps. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can make it, but the last 4 laps are like gummies.
That's very, very difficult. I'll tell you what else, it's been a very unremarkable race for the Alfa Romeos as well. Office Red at the foot of the field, 49 seconds off Ben Roberts' time, has obviously had all manner of problems. He's got no penalties, but Cool 132, his Constructors' Championship leading teammate, only in 8th as well. So it's been a very lackluster race so far from the leaders of the championship. It's a funny character, this track. Some drivers really enjoy it, but I've heard just as much hate for the Imola, and we've also got not many turned up today as well, so I wonder if that's got anything to do with it.
Maybe they've been away from my criticism, mate.
That's true. That's true. Although I didn't announce you would be with me, so I just said I was hoping to get a guest commentator. So unless you've been telling everybody that you're going to be scathing.
I've not, mate.
But I have to say, we're also entering exam season, so you often get drivers drop off.
Joe Hamster is almost going in, I think, in 1 or 2 laps now.
Yeah, it's getting near the point, isn't it? Lap 20 or 21 would be great for Joe, and he's outlived everybody's expectations so far.
I think he comes out behind Nitro, and then he can have like really good laps afterwards, just getting them one by one. But you have to stay focused and not make mistakes.
Yeah,
but he still has a chance on a podium.
Yeah, Joe making the alternate strategy work so far. Of course, he could really do with a safety car around about now. But it's been fairly calm from the drivers up till now. We had issue at the start. It was Office Red who had that problem on the grass at the start, but managed to survive. I think he picked up a bit of damage and pitted.
Yellow.
What have we got? Was that just Office Red going through, maybe letting drivers past? I'm not sure. Slightly weird one, but I think Office Red about to get lapped from Joe Hamster shortly. Looks like... Go ahead.
Red basically waiting for the safety car.
Yeah. We've got Smoke right on the back of Simon Palmer, just 3 tenths behind him, so we might have a battle on our hands shortly.
Came in for a new set of softs. Maybe to get the fastest lap, because he has the 2 pits for
Smoke picks up a penalty following Simon Palmer, so now it's 3 seconds at least for the majority of the field on these penalties. Ivan Beloff, Ginger Tiger and Office Red so far driving without them, although Office Red isn't going to profit from that, being as far back as he is at the moment. Here comes Smoke on the back of Simon Palmer on the way down to Ravazza. There's no point having a go into Ravazza, Burr, unless it's raining, because you've always got that DRS straight afterwards.
It just has to save. And Simon has to keep up.
Yeah. Well, Smoke made easy work of Simon Palmer there, so nicely passed.
If Simon is wise right now, he tries to stay behind and save ERS. Everybody there is out of ERS. Just save and do it in the last 2 or 3 laps of the race.
Okay. Yeah. You've got Ben Roberts at 1:17.242. So a new fastest lap from Ben Roberts on the comeback trail on those soft tyres, but 12 seconds away from Cool 132. If anybody needs a safety car more than Joe Hamster, it's Ben Roberts at this stage. He's on good tyres for the end of the race. Rents says in the chat, it's a very easy flowing track. And if they'd have kept the Variante Bassa chicane that they use for MotoGP, he says it would have been, the DRS wouldn't be so overpowered. It's a pretty good point he makes there.
Yeah, I think there's only one DRS straight on this track, so why shouldn't there be just one good spot? I think if there isn't one, yeah, you can do it like I did yesterday, but where should you do it else?
Yeah, it's very difficult. You couldn't really do it on the way to Piratella with the topography of the circuit. You've got Joe Hamster in the pits at the moment. He's dropping down to P8. That's where he will rejoin the race. So soft tyres, and I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, Bert, but is it looking a bit darker on screen to you?
Yeah, it is. It's looking quite grey, mate.
Yeah.
But still no rain. I'm watching the battle for the last podium position. I think it's quite interesting because Smoke could take it, Simon, or Keza could take it. They're both on the same penalties.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just racing with each other pretty much. Ginger Tiger on his own in second, 9.7 seconds off the leader, but 2.4 seconds in front of this group. And I think that's only going to grow with Smoke, with them all battling between each other. They could drive to use the DRS to bring themselves forward in the race, but that would take a remarkable amount of cooperation to achieve. So I think Ginger Tiger might be quite settled in that second place. But be interesting to see what Joe's gap goes to. It's currently 4 seconds to call 132. He's got big gaps between the drivers to try and make up these places.
No, he ain't gonna make up the place. The undercut, like I said in the beginning, yeah, he can make up some place, but he ain't fighting for the podium again.
No.
The undercut because it's so long, you have like 10 or 9 laps that you have the faster tire, so you can never make it up. And if you eventually get at the P3 group, then your tires are already wasted and you're just in the frame.
Yeah, this battle for third is absolutely where the action is at tonight. The rest of the circuit really has spread out. It looks like Ivan Belov starting to close on the back of Office Red.
DRS. I don't know why you should.
It's all about saving it for the end, is it?
Yeah, but they're still using it. They are too greedy to get that P3 now already. If you're like, you have to be patient. You have to save it up. You have don't use it and just keep in the DRS.
Yeah.
And save like 60% for the last lap or something, or more maybe.
What impact will the fact that the two cars following third place Smoke are both teammates? What kind of impact will that have as Simon Palmer picks up another penalty going over the Tamburello corner? Do you think they need to focus on playing nice? Do you think they need to give each other a chance to pass Smoke? What's the situation here between the teammates?
I don't know, mate, what kind of relationship they have. Yeah, it's just like, I had teammates which I talk daily to, and then you also with people from F1, I know them so long, you know how they race, so you know where to go and how far you can push it. That's the most important thing, I think. But I don't know if Keza and Simon know each other.
I can't really say. I haven't heard a lot of chatter between them.
Simon is defending like hell, so I don't think so, mate.
Yes. He's definitely in the middle of the track, isn't he? It's tricky.
And using his ERS also.
Yeah, but of course Keza, until Simon drops a second behind Smoke, Keza's going to have a hell of a difficulty passing him. Keza is also derating on the ERS, so neither of them, as you say, being particularly.
They're on 0%.
So we've got 8 laps to go as Joe Hamster moves up to P7 and finally gets call 132. So that was pretty quick, but he's got another 5-second gap now to try and catch Nitro. So he might get one more, maybe 2 more drivers before the end of the race, unless we get a full caution. We'll see.
I don't think we get today. It's not quite, there have been some spins, but not really like crashes or something.
Well, I suppose it could all go wrong with this battle for third. It could all get a bit ugly between teammates and Ferrari versus Mercedes. Simon's got right on the back of Smoke this time. It takes a wide angle into Variante Alta with a good exit. He might be right there for a DRS pass this time round. He'll stay behind him into Ravazza.
You should stay behind him.
Keza might stick the nose up in Ravazza as Simon's trying to take that wide line.
It's a good fight.
It's going to keep us entertained.
Why is he pitting?
Oh yeah,
What is
interesting.
he doing?
Smoke pits. So he obviously couldn't get those mediums to the end. What age are those mediums? 13 laps.
13 rounds. What is he doing there?
I don't know. I really don't know. There's no damage change. It's just soft tyres. So
3 podiums now, mate.
Absolutely. So now it's definitely on between the Mercedes pair because now they're hunting for a podium.
And they're not friends, mate. I saw that by the defending already.
Yeah. Well, they haven't touched yet, but maybe they will.
I
Simon
think
Palmer
Keza's gonna
derating.
overtake on the DRS straight.
Yeah. Joe Hamster can't shake Cool 132. He's still in DRS range. I thought Joe would be a bit quicker than this.
He gets closer. Keza almost hit the back of Simon. Brake too late.
They're definitely not doing this quickly. Maybe they're just, maybe they're, trying to save their tyres as well for the end. Simon's tyres, of course, will be far worse than Keza's. No, scratch that. I thought it was Simon that pitted really early, but they pitted at the same time. So there you go.
I think Simon has the 1 lap fresher tyres.
Yeah, here comes Keza then.
He's letting him by now. If this is the battle for the last podium position, you have to be smart in this one.
Yeah. I think though that Keza's got too much pace. I think he'll get away from Simon Palmer at this point. I'm not sure Simon can stay within that DRS range. Keza just looks that little bit quicker on track.
He has the 1 lap fresher tyres, Simon.
Oh no! I cursed him. That's definitely on me as Keza makes a mistake through Toza, as the tyre wear is definitely taking effect. That's an easy one for Simon Palmer then.
Now let's see if Simon can get... He's now out of DRS. So this could... Oh, he's going wide as well.
No way! They both go wide. They both go wide, and it looks like it's the car unlapping themselves. Office Red unlaps himself. Crazy.
I think Keza's got whole tires right now. But
is this just tires? Yeah. This is their tires gone off. You think?
No. Yeah. Maybe because of the drift in Tosa.
Yeah.
He's got less tires in the following corners.
Well, they can't afford a pit stop, as now Joe Hamster has caught Nitro really quickly. So he's now within DRS for the next opportunity. I think Joe Hamster will be on his way right behind Nitro. So a 5th place definitely possible for Joe.
Possible, yes, possible. But still 8 seconds for the podium place. So that's...
Yeah, and he's got a 6-second penalty as well. So he's got to get 1 second clear of Nitro. In order to make that work.
Everyone is on 6 seconds right now, so it's quite even again.
Well, Nitro's on 5. He's picked that up on the way into the pits tonight. And it looks like the Mercedes pair have relapped Office Red, who was surprised to find 2 Mercedes drivers off on the same corner and unlapped himself temporarily, at least to those drivers. Joe is now 1/3 of a second behind Nitro. So Ivan Beloff is 14.5 seconds up the road from Ginger Tiger.
I'm watching Ivan as well, mate. He's just cruising around. He's on, in the last corners around Ravazza, he was on 85% ERS. He's just, I think he's driving with one hand at the moment, mate.
Well, Rent says, how much were the Mercedes drivers churning through their tyres to run out in lap 17. Here comes Joe going past Nitro, and that's him up to 5th place if he can get 1 second ahead of Nitro, and the penalties stay the way they are.
DRS again.
Oh no! We'll look forward to those two going at it once again.
This is the battle for the last podium position.
Everybody just has to keep the focus. Is it difficult towards the end of a long race like this with no interruptions? Does it definitely hurt the focus levels?
I I think the end of the race is the easiest, mate, because
Do you?
you have been there like 28 times in the corner. if you haven't learned the corner when you've been there 28 times, you can better quit the game, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking that you might start to get tired. Your focus might drop off. But you think maybe the adrenaline keeps you.
You have that sometimes on a Monza or something, but this you always have a corner to watch out for. But so this track not, but there are tracks where you can lack focus at some point, especially when you're driving out of nowhere.
I don't know if you're watching the live chat, but I think there's a message for you in the live chat from Jim.
It's Kuipers.
Is that Kuipers? Is it? Okay.
What's up?
He says, "Una cerveza, por favor."
Yeah, he's in Mallorca now, mate.
Oh, nice. Very nice. I don't know why he didn't take his racing rig with him, though. Rusman DNFs and retires from the session in the pits. Rusman out of the race in a potential points-paying position. That has the hallmark of someone who's been told to quit the game and do something else, frankly. I've had all sorts of problems for drivers. They've been told to go and do the dishes. Their dinner's been ready. They've had to go out. In South Africa, they get load shedding, where they get scheduled power cuts, stopping drivers racing. But I don't quite know why Rusman exited there. Very unusual.
Yeah, he had some points.
Yeah, he's on for it. Well, Office Red will get around then and should pick up points tonight, which Cool 132 and Office Red leading the Constructors Championship. It's not going to be a memorable race for those two, but it will still score points, and they could have the opportunity to go for fastest lap as well. Who's got that at the moment? I think Ben Roberts has fast. No, it's Rusman who's got the fastest lap, so he's not going to get anything for that. Someone's going to need to go ahead and beat that time, and I think if you keep an eye on Ivan Beloff, he'll probably go for it shortly.
Well, I was just thinking Kuipers would fit perfectly in between Ivan Beloff and Ginger Tiger, in between that 18-second stint.
Yes. Especially with a legendary Burmeister setup that he always uses.
No, he's not using them anymore.
Oh, no?
No, I like a little bit loose rear, and they don't like it, man.
Okay. Awesome. Good to hear. So you're like a car on the nose.
Yes, turning, mate.
Nice. Keza and Simon Palmer, that's where it's at the moment.
Last lap, mate. He's not. Yeah, he has 11%. He's not gonna make it on this straight, is he?
No, actually, I can see some wear on the tyres just visually on the camera. They really are struggling with these tyres.
This is it for Simon, mate. It's one more lap I see right now, so there's one more chance.
Well, Ivan Beloff, he's 36 hundredths off his fastest time in the first sector alone. He's of course not got soft tyres to do this on. He's trying to do it on low fuel. We're going to try and get himself.
A few laps before, he could easily overtake them again. I think.
And here comes a pit stop for one of the Alphas as well. Pit stop in for Office Red, I think. Presumably some soft tyres, but that's not going to do anything for your race at the end because you can't.
Extra point, mate.
Well, can he fit it in?
Because he's 10th, mate.
He's a lap down. The final lap begins.
No,
he's a lap down. So strange one. Unless that's Cool 132, is it? Yes, it is. No. So he's not a lap down yet, but no, he can't finish. Final lap begins.
Also pitted, mate. They both pitted.
Okay, weird.
Office made a mistake there, I think.
And as you say, this is it for Keza as Joe Hamster is catching these two for a potential podium.
I want Simon Palmer in there. Come on.
Keza's got the DRS. Simon Palmer goes to the inside. He's going to try it, but I don't think he's going to make it work there. He's going to need a mighty trip through Acqua Minerale to make it stick, or possibly get alongside in the Ravazzas. Joe Hamster quite fancies these two running into each other.
It can go wrong in Aqua Minerali, mate. That's the last opportunity or afterwards. If Simon makes a mistake now in this part of the track, but yeah.
Well, we've got Ivan Belov approaching the Rabatzes for the final time. He's about to take yet another victory. This could well be victory number 7 of the season, of an 11 races so far. Ivan Belov does indeed win the Imola Grand Prix. Let's cut quickly back to Keza and Simon Palmer. Joe Hamster's climbing all over the back of them.
They also caught up to Ginger Tiger.
Yeah. Here comes Joe then down the inside, dive bomb into Rabat, so the door was left open. That was a beautiful move from Joe. Looks like Ginger Tiger's going to cross the line on very old tyres, but he completes a second place run. Simon Palmer in third. Keza stays ahead of Joe on penalty countback, but a great move from Joe at the end of the race. He's quite the overtaking specialist.
Keza was looking forward there and only looking to Simon, trying to get a good exit there, and then there was Joe suddenly on the inside on the softs.
Copy that. We've got Nitro in 6th, Smoke in 7th. Ben Roberts unfortunately took pole and has only managed to bring it home in 8th place. Cool 132 in 9th, but Office Red stole the fastest lap at the end, so he has managed to gain that extra place. Stick with us as we'll try and speak to our podium sitters. Rents asks if Ivan's won the championship. Yeah, I haven't done the maths yet. Maybe one of our league coordinators can do the maths. Smoke gets driver of the day. I don't know if you agree with that, Burr, or you want to have a bit longer to think about your driver of the day today. So Ivan Belov, top of the tree once again, keeping up his win or bust record. We'll do our best to get you some podium interviews, if possible. Daryl says when he next DNFs, he's using the load shedding excuse. Joe, go ahead.
Driver of the day is for the one who got the last podium position, mate. That was the biggest battle on track.
So that was for Simon Palmer then.
I think the tension of the race was in that battle, mate.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I think Ginger, because they caught up, I think Ginger did like easy on the last because it was already in the P2. You can tell us, Ginger.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it. That's the finishing order as we try and assemble our drivers. I know one of them has arrived already. Ivan Belov wins from Ginger Tiger and Simon Palmer. Then we have Keza very close behind and level almost with Joe Hamster at the end. One stop was the way for the top 6. Nitro in P6, Smoke in P7 on the first of the 2 stoppers. Then Ben Roberts, who used the hards, somewhat of a surprise to see the hard tyres come into play. Cool 132 finished 9th. Office Red 4-stopped his way to the fastest lap and 10th position. So a 4-point haul for Alfa Romeo. And Rusman, unfortunately, somewhat surprisingly, managed to DNF towards the end in the pits.